Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Welcome to the Full Hundreds, Wednesday's edition, the Hump Day. Today is the 15th of July, 2020. And yeah, we got some updates on a few matters I discussed before. So today's episode is titled Who's Doing the Shooting, Part 3. Without further ado, guys, let's get to it. Now, I want to start by reminding you guys, I did July the 4th weekend, Independence Day weekend in America, I noticed some tremendous amount of shootings. That's what triggered me off, because you might get a shooting, neighborhood shooting on a porch where there's loads of kids playing, adults sitting, but they're aiming for the adults and a couple of kids got caught in the mix. But what you never get is 7 kids in different areas. Some of them just walk into a shopping mall and someone's spraying. There was another kid that jumped out the car. No, the auntie jumped out the car going into her sister's. Sorry, the mum jumped out the car going to the sister's house. So the kid in the car, it was the auntie's house. And as the mum got to the top of the stairs, a car just drove by and shot the car, which the kid was sitting in. So there wasn't an adult in the car. So these little things just got my antenna raised, and it just did not sit well with me, because the White House got mad that nobody was asking about the shootings, and then it all came together. What I've been waiting for to really get an angle was what Trump was going to say about it, and see how it's one thing getting the press secretary to say it, and then because no one's still not making the papers, they're still not still not achieving your goal. So I knew he was bound to talk. Journalists asked him, why are black people consistently shot more in America? He flat out denied it. What a bad question. Why people get shot more? Yeah, why people get shot more, he said. Now, even a child in America knows that black people are more likely to get shot. Now listen and take a look at this video, at this despicable monkey of a president.
Trump is downplaying police violence against black Americans. During an interview, he claimed that more white people are dying at the hands of law enforcement than black people. Take a listen.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
In fact, a federal study on deaths between 2009 and 2012 found a disproportionate number of people killed by police are black, with a fatality rate 2.8 times higher. The study also found that black victims are more likely to be unarmed.
Can you believe this guy, guys? Let me say a few things. They told you it was 2.8 times more. And they told you that the data was collected between 2009 and 2012. Let me tell you something they're not saying to you guys. That was in Obama's first term. There was a normal, which was quite high, that as high as that 2.8 times more, before Obama's second term. Take a look at the statistics from Obama's second term, when those racist cops joined the police force to say, you know what, you got second term, we're going to kill your people, right? The second term, when everything just ramped up against black people. It was in that second term that Black Lives Matter started, because it went up. So my estimate, and I'm going to try and bring you guys that figure at a later date, on a later show. My estimate is that between 2012, after Obama's second term, and 2016, even up till now, my estimate is not 2.8 times more, but more like 4 times more. More like 4 times more. And did you notice another thing as well? That they actually said that those black people who died at the hands of police officers were less likely to be armed. Take a look at the next clip from what this guy now discloses what his true intentions are, which is law and order. After the video, I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Take a look.
Tuesday, President Trump also highlighted violent crime in cities across America.
Look at what's happened to New York. Crime is up, shootings are up at numbers that nobody's ever seen before. Look at Chicago, what a disaster. And we're waiting for them to call us because we're all set to go. We have the FBI, we have Homeland Security, we have everybody ready to go. We have the National Guard, they're all ready to go.
Welcome back, guys. It all made sense after that speech. And what you're not seeing about that is the journalist was surprised because he used the Rose Garden, which is used for diplomatic stuff. It's used for when prime ministers and presidents visit. It's not used for political statements. He broke the rule doing that speech from there. He told journalists he had a press conference. They turned up expecting some policy stuff and nothing to do with campaigning, nothing to do with agendas, just maybe announce something about China or something to do with international stuff. That's what that space is used for. The agenda is this: he's lost on the corona argument. Excuse me. He has lost on keeping people safe. He has lost on the racist argument because the whole country is on one path and he's the only one on another path, trying to hold on to his little 18% of diehards. He's lost on the economy, even though the economy was doing great. Now it's tanked. He's lost on debt. He's multiplied the debt beyond anything they could have accused Obama. Obama put 1 trillion on and he took over during a recession. This guy's put close to 4 trillion on. And I remember how the white evangelicals, the right-wing whites, how they were saying how he's took the debt to this and that. So he's lost on all them fronts. So what's the front that's left? Create chaos, start a war, and let the people understand you can't change presidents during the war. He can't start a war with no one at the moment. Okay? So he can't start an international war. It's too short a time to start launching wars. So the next best thing is launch wars on the streets. And there, my friends, is his agenda. The sad, nasty fact about this, though, is that little children are paying the price for this. So his agents, those dark agents that we never get to meet, that might actually be sitting next to you at the Air Force Base, or might be sitting next to you at the barracks, at the military barracks, or might be sitting in a police station, take their uniform off on the day off and go killing people. That's the agenda, guys. But can I show you guys now the chaos that this plan is, the havoc that this is wreaking on our communities in America? Take a look, guys.
Those huge spikes in violent crime are devastating families and communities. Bryn Gingras has details on the crime wave and how cities are responding.
14 shootings in 24 hours on New York City streets Monday, including the killing of a teenager shot in the head.
We are not going for this.
Outraged after a 1-year-old, while sitting in his stroller, was killed in a Brooklyn park. More gun violence is being felt in cities big and small, from coast to coast. In Seattle,
we are working very hard to reduce the number of shootings here in Seattle,
Chicago, Charleston, Philadelphia, Atlanta.
I hate to use the word a perfect storm, but it's where we are in this country right now.
In New York,
there has to be a price for carrying an illegal firearm in New York City, and right now the price isn't high enough.
It is very clearly, Black Lives Matter. I'll say it again, Black Lives Matter. But saying it, that's just not enough. We must listen, and we must take action.
Over a 1-week period at the beginning of this month, NYPD retirements soared more than 400% compared to the same week last year. A detective who is considering retirement told CNN, every day the pension section sends out a notice of who went that day and filed. It used to be a page, maybe 2 at the most. The other day, it was 6 pages.
When people start talking about issues of systemic racism and police brutality, these are the hard conversations that I'm prepared to take on, that I will take on it.
But in the end, experts say it needs to be all hands on deck to turn this alarming trend around, from police to courts to communities.
It's, I mean, what do you say to that? And I'm not putting all and every single shooting down to them, but something is definitely going on, my people. Guys, I'm going to come to the UK now. Many of you, your favorite topic, 5G. When this whole coronavirus started, I was trying to educate people that the 5G network for phones is one thing. And that's been going on in the UK since September, August of last year. However, the 5G infrastructure, the one that Huawei started, that the contract was built with Huawei, a contract was signed with Huawei in January. Theresa May tried to sign it last year. Trump put pressure on her because Trump wants her to use American companies while you get into the Chinese people. That's the only issue that I agree with where Trump was on that, because I don't think we should use China. The UK and China clash. They're from different parts of reasoning. So why would you use your potential future enemy to build your network? I did not get that. And Theresa May put a break on it. And then when Boris got elected in December, he went full steam ahead with them and gave them the contract. However, something's happened in the last week. The law that the Hong Kong citizens were fighting against has now been passed in Hong Kong. So Hong Kong's now become a deputy China. When the original deal for Hong Kong was two systems, one state, or one state, two systems. So they belong to China, but China's one system and Hong Kong's one system. When that law's gone through, obviously the US has cut Hong Kong off and its special status was gone. And I think this is the UK's revenge for doing that. So they've now cancelled the Huawei 5G installation job or contract, which will cost us a ton of money because we're a few billion down the road already in the project. And then it will delay the whole thing for another year. Now, word of caution for you fake news merchants. This has nothing to do with your corona. This is pure politics. So don't confuse it. Don't even go there. This is pure politics. The UK gave up Hong Kong to China. They had a deal that was meant to last, I think, 50 years or so, or 40 years. And that was in 1997. And we're literally 20 years into it. There's meant to be another 20 or so years of that deal staying in place. So that's what that's about, guys. So take a quick look at that.
UK banning Chinese tech giant Huawei from having access to its high-speed wireless network. Britain had said in January that Huawei equipment could be used in its 5G network on a limited basis, but reversed course on Tuesday. And CNN's Cherise Pham joins us now live from Hong Kong. Good to see you, Cherise. So what's the likely impact of this decision?
The likely impact is this is really going to be a big blow to Huawei and its global ambitions. The UK decision to ban Huawei from its 5G network sends a signal to other countries. The UK is a bit of a trendsetter when it comes to security assessments, according to an analyst I talked to. Belgium.
Now, my last video, guys, and this is a brief, quick look around the world. Update on Moderna. I promised you guys I'll bring you vaccine updates, but a lot's been going on lately, so I'm not able to bring you each and every one, but I'm keeping an eye on each and every one. And by doing so, I can tell you right now, one of the companies I mentioned a few months ago, those of you who watch my videos regularly, remember I mentioned Moderna, right? Moderna have now finished their second phase. Which I told you that when they were entering the first phase, when they finished the first phase, entering the second phase. Well, they're now going into the final phase. However, it doesn't mean Moderna is going to be the one that comes to the UK. This is a US company. But all I'm doing here, guys, is keeping you guys informed. So you're not waking up one day and someone sends you a text, look, from the NHS, we now have vaccines. And then you've missed A to Z of the whole journey. You've just went sleep before A and woke up after Z, and you've missed A to Z. So all I'm trying to do, guys, is let you guys know these things have processes and these things have journeys, and all you have to do to help yourself is just stay in touch. So I've got that to bring to you, and then I'm going to discuss MEDELLIN and BOGATA. Take a look, guys.
Biggest trial yet for possible vaccines on July 27th. According to a US government database, 30,000 adults will take part in the biotech firm's phase 3 trial. The study will be conducted at 87 locations across the United States. Two larger cities, Bogata and Medellin, have reinstated partial lockdowns after COVID infections in the country surged past 150,000. 20% of the total number of cases have come in just the last 7 days. Non-essential stores in Bogota will close for a 2-week period, and that will rotate across 3 regions.
Medellin, what can I say? The only thing I was going to say really is I wonder how the guys are doing. You know, the cartels, the big boys, the you know, how do they do their trade on lockdown? That's curious. I'd like to know. I'd like to speak to one of them. How did you guys operate? How did you get to your farms to harvest the coca? How did you get to the you know, the makeshift labs in the forest and stuff? How did you do that when lockdown was on? Great question to find out, right? Hopefully I'll get someone from the Bogota cartel on this show if I'm lucky. Guys, listen, it's been great spending my day with you again. Look out for tomorrow's show. I hope I've been informative with you guys, for you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next show tomorrow. So enjoy the evening. Take care and all the best. Bye-bye now.